Hey guys, back again for another episode of my PSA binder series, episode 4. If you've happened to missed any of the previous 3 and you care to check them out, you can go under my playlist and look for PSA binder series. You'll find them there. In the first one that I did, I showed my Mickey Mantle base card playing days run, and I'm going back to my Mantle collection in this one. In fact, I labeled the binder not base. So these are cards from his playing days I've collected that are outside of his base run. And it's funny because I label myself as a player collector. And I look back at my binders from when I was a kid. And I guess I've always been a player collector because I was going through those binders again. And, there's a page for Jose Canseco, there's a page for Griffey, a page for Wade Boggs, and so on. And so I guess I've just always naturally been a player collector more than anything else. And I really am now, too. So it's funny because, well, I guess it's funny, but this thing started really. I look back and initially I told myself, all right, I'm going to just get a couple Mantles from his playing days and that will scratch the itch. And here we are 12 years later and I got multiple binders of his cards. And man, it's funny how things take on a life of their own with collecting. And before you know it, you got a lot more than you ever intended on picking up. But happy to have them. Some awesome cards. In fact, I would say I like looking at the cards in this binder even more than the base run of Mickey Mantle. So I'm going to show you some of these cards here. Let me know, though, in the comments. Love to know a couple things. One, let me know what your favorite Mantle card is from his playing days that's outside of his base run. I'll show a bunch of them here, but even if it's not one of the cards I show, let me know what your favorite Mantle card is that's not base. And then let me know what type of collector you are. I'd love to know, if you had to label yourself, what type of card collector are you? A set collector, vintage collector, player collector like me, team collector? Let me know in those comments. And let's take a look. All right, let's look at some Mantles. We're going to start off in 1968 and work our way back. 68 Topps game card, PSA 7. 68 Top Superstars, Killebrew Mays Mantle, and a PSA 8. Beautiful copy. Great card. And then I want to mention Dom of Staven Sports Cards. When I show this 67 Topps Who Am I card, PSA 1, Dom came on my channel for a 3 and 3, and he mentioned one of his want list cards was the 67 Topps Who Am I Willie Mays. And that was the first time I ever heard of these. So thank you, Dom, again. And I went out and bought this one, and I had it graded myself after that conversation. And before I had it graded, I tried to scratch off the rest of it, but it was cemented in. It wasn't coming off. Love that. All right, 66 Topps rub-offs and a PSA 4. Nicely centered copy here. You can tell by that yellow banner, and a lot of these, it's over on one side or the other. So that's all I can really tell on these is that centering. The high-grade ones look pretty much the same as the low-grade ones to me, as long as they're centered. All right, there's the back of that. Okay, and now we're 65, O-Peachy, Mantle's clutch home run in a PSA 8. Pretty low pop on those O-Peachies. Here we got the 65 Topps home run leaders in a PSA 4. Another leaders card, RBI leaders of 65 Topps in a PSA 6. AL Bombers, PSA 5, 64 Topps. Here's a biggie. 64 Topps stand-up Mantle and a PSA 8. Love that one. Bombers Best, 63 Topps, PSA 6. Another leaders card, 63 Topps and a PSA 6. And then we got a Jello card, 63 Jello, hand cut, PSA 4. It's got a nice stain right there too. Look at that baby. Most of these are authentic. This one was one of the rarer ones that actually gets a grade. Sometimes the authentic ones look way better than the ones with the grades. Like this one's, not the best looking copy because of that stain, but I love the Jello cards. These were literally on the side of Jello boxes. Pretty cool. We may have another Jello card coming up. 62 Topps. This whole page is 62 Topps. All-Star card, one of my faves. Love the image. PSA 7. 62 Manager's Dream, PSA 7. One of, in my opinion, the most underrated Mantle cards, very affordable. The Switch Hitter Connects. Always loved this card. This is one of my favorite Mantle cards. And I would say if someone doesn't have any Mantles from his playing days and is on a tight budget, this and the 58 All-Star, two great choices. Very affordable. PSA 4. And then we got the 62 Topps Home Run Leaders, old school label with a 0. PSA 7 with a 61 for Maris. All right, this is the last page. I'm gonna make this a two-parter. But we got two real cool ones here. That we got 62 Post Serial and a PSA 7. Look at that. And then a real biggie here. The 62 Jellos are way tougher to find than the 63. There's way less of them. And again, this one actually has a grade on it. It's got a 2. But the 62 Jello cards, very, very tough to find. Way less of them than the 63. I've never shown this one. All right. Now, we got 61 AL Home Run Leaders. PSA 3. And then the last card for today, 61 Topps MVP card. Love that red background, PSA 6. Nicely centered. And there we go. Tell me your favorite playing days Mantle card that's not a base card. Doesn't have to be one of these that I showed here today. Leave that in the comments. Also, what type of collector are you? And we'll be back with another one. I will be putting out another video with the rest of this binder as we get into the 50s. But that will be for another day. Thanks, guys.